he will finally let me interview him. We have built up a little bit of rapport right now where I think he knows that as much as I have questions, I would never attack him or get him onto the live to embarrass him. I just have very simple questions I would like answered. And I do believe if he has nothing to hide, and in case you ever watched this, I believe if you have nothing to hide and you've only ever told the truth, then I'm not any kind of threat to you at all. And actually, you may manage to clear your name for good on my live if actually I managed to interview myself and you could actually explain away like why you took a half your age boy up to the mountains when you'd only ever met him once, and why he went on his own and all those things. I would absolutely show you respect, and I would. Otherwise, I am just going to continue making content and call out those questions in videos that you're avoiding, and that's not a threat. That's not anything. We cannot move forward until we have very basic answers to questions, and the most basic one is why you turned up outside that club or inside that club, wherever you saw Jay that night, and decided it was better to take him into the middle of nowhere, drugged off his head, rather than just return him to his hotel and his friends, or let him walk off with Brad. I don't understand. Yes, I also have I need to go back to someone, but it describes that night in Ayub's own words, way before the interview started and everything else. If I can't, because the other person's voice is in it, I might have to see if someone can clip it for me, so we just get rid of the other voice in the clip, so it's just Ayub. Yeah, Holly, I'd never put someone in danger like that. It's actually a female as well, so I'd never do that. But I might need to remove her voice from the clip. Hey Deirdre! All of Lucy's emails back and forth with me. AI, the voice, perhaps. So the new things that have kind of happened is, first of all, two people, I believe they live in Spain, came out and said that one of the missing people's charities that was working on Jay Slater's case had got hold of an autopsy report that says Jay Slater had taken a lot of drugs that night, and that certain parts on the kind of write-up of like the crime investigation had said that Lucy was definitely at the Airbnb with him that night. Oh, why did I just say that? Like I was from Bristol. Airbnb was at the Airbnb with him. So people have been talking about that. I've not talked about it because I want to see the official document, otherwise I can't make sense of it. You could just say that. I could tell you guys tonight, like, oh, I have this document that says that Jay was wearing Ugg boots that night, and you would be like, okay, cool. But if I don't have the document, it doesn't count for shit, right? So I heard that on a podcast. Loads of people messaged me saying, oh my god, there's this new document, but I've not seen the document. I'll message Wax today and ask if he has that document. I'm sorry, Zoe, that you thought I was being mean earlier, but I have my reasons, because I just don't like bullies, and I don't think people who bully women, or even are just not very nice people, like, have any place in justice, because justice is about nice people, empathetic people, and people working together. So that's why I hope, you know, if you need to message me in the Discord to talk about it further, we can. Obviously, you know, I love you and your work. Thank you, Holly Bop. So yeah, so that was one of the new bits of information. Then there was another podcasty kind of like YouTube channel that said that they'd contacted the police with like about Jay Slater, and Lancashire Police had said there was a helpline people could phone now if they had any clue what happened to Jay Slater or any tips. So that shows there is like kind of an openness to kind of look into justice, surely. And then there was the Saul live the other day, which obviously I played a minute ago, which was one of Jay's friends apparently jumping up into a box and saying to Rocky, thanks Hattie, thanks Kaylee, jumping up in the box and saying to Rocky, you know about the fight that night, and that you took Jay up to the Airbnb after you nicked that watch. You know you and I took the watch. And that fits in, right? Because we have Jay Slater in the back of a car, and Warren to tell me that he does think that's Jay. He thinks that's Jay wrecked, but he does think it's Jay in that car, holding up the watch, right? And that text that we've all tried to pull apart and say that's not Jay, it looks like maybe that is Jay. Maybe that is Jay in the back of that car holding up the watch saying, I'm with two Mali guys, look what we've taken. Maybe we need to go back to the original information, and instead of trying to prove it wrong, we just need to make it fit in the timeline. I honestly think that's Jay, because it did look more like Brandon, and I made videos saying it looks more like Brandon. Oh, his nose looks slightly enlarged, but if he's been snorting stuff, maybe it did. Maybe it's a bad view. Maybe it's just, but Warren did say to me, that's my son. Like, he did say it was him. And I like to think you can trust family in those situations. So I think we need to, there's a video with Watch on Dancing. Is there, Tic Tac? I don't know about that video, but if someone can get it to me on Comet Crime on Instagram, I'd like to have a look at it. Joyce, 100%. The beginning is the key, and there is two distinct directions we need to look at. Did something happen in Tenerife that led to the death of Jay Slater, or was something already in motion when he left Lancashire? Because no matter how much we look at the videos of Jay Slater in the club that night, his friends had turned against him. The crossed arms watching him falling on the floor, them not helping him up, the look on Jay's face like no one stepping forward. The woman in the nightclub who worked said I had to get him water, he was not in a good place. Where was his friends? All of those things, there's a really nasty kind of look around Jay Slater and them kind of waiting for something to happen. Kind of Brandon stood like this, watching him the whole night. Jay even puts his arm around him and says something as if to go, bro, help me, or I love you, bro, or what's wrong, or something, and he just shakes him off. And the next minute, Jay's on the floor, and that last picture always haunts me, Helen. The picture of him stood with like the light from the nightclub in his face, and he's like, and I think, imagine if that was my kid, man, and no one helped him, no one did nothing. At least from 2 days before. Do you hear my stomach from Moncharo then? Wow, I thought the cat was on my lap. There's a feeling around the pool party, etc., with all three of them sat together, and Jay's there with his beer, kind of looking like, what is this conversation? Am I welcome? And all this over there. Rube, leave me alone. There is definitely a feeling of something. And it haunts me. It haunts me that Jay Slater was a little shit. Right, I'm going to be really honest with you. Jay Slater was a little shit, right? He was a scrapper. He was someone who'd been in a lot of trouble before. A motorbike outside, my stomach's about to rev up. He was a little shit. He'd been in a lot of trouble just before he went to Tenerife. He had some trouble. I think it was in Blackpool, another fight. He did that to that kid back home. Like, he was a little shit. He was a little badass, and he had definitely got himself into lots of situations, but he didn't deserve to die. And it's very similar as what I say in the John George case. Yes, he wasn't perfect. Yes, he had a criminal past. Yes, there's lots of things he's done in his life that a lot of people in here wouldn't do. But he still didn't deserve to die the way he did. And so I think it's really important in all cases where you address that, you address the elephant in the room. So when other people are like, no, don't want to talk about that, I will always say, like, what he did in Lancashire, what a little shit, man. And the attack he took part in with all the boys, where they annihilated Tom Hilton, that's every parent's worst nightmare. He was a violent little shit at that point in his life. I'm not going to hide from that fact. He was also very young, and give it like 10 years, he may have been a completely different person. He may have been haunted by what he'd done as well. But I don't ever think this was his karma, or he deserved this, or anything else. I just can't think about kids like that. I've got an 18-year-old nearly, very soon, next week. And she ain't violent, she ain't any of those things, but she ain't the same kid she was at 16, and she won't be the same at 21. Like, she came home yesterday and said, Mum, I'm going back to college, I think it'll be really good. And I was like, I'm so proud of you, man. But I didn't pressure her to make that choice. She made that choice. If I pressured her all the time, she'd be like, fuck that.
Man, I'm saying, sorry.
What do you mean different, man? I'm just saying Ayub and Rocky took a watch on that night and told Jay to come to Airbnb with them.
What?
That's a fact.
What, so someone got stole something or something, or what?
No. Jay was absolutely.
And that's a fact. And Rocky and Ayub know who Brandon Hodgie is. They know both of them know exactly everything about Brandon Hodgie.
He's pinging off the...
Right, I need to restart my life because someone's with nothing to hide, don't hide. I don't know, Sharon was in it to begin with, wasn't she? As soon as she heard I was doing Jay Slater, she's straight in there. It's me, I'm the Sharon. What, have EastEnders? Can I pause this? You can't just pause me, Kirsty.